everyone, welcome to my channel, The Magical Maven. My name's Heather, and today I have a pick a card love reading. It's on what are your blocks to love. So if you feel like you're having difficulty attracting someone, attracting love in your life, or you're having issues in your love life, this is going to show you what your blocks are. So choose a pile 1 through 5 based on your intuition. If you feel called to more than one pile, then choose all that do resonate. And if you choose one and it doesn't resonate for you, either, maybe you weren't guided to the right pile, or maybe there's messages in there that will make sense to you at a later time. So again, this is a collective reading, so there might be something I say and you might just have to apply it to your own situation. So do use your intuition as well. Also, I do have other readings on my page. So I have twin flames and light workers forecast for the month as well as the full moons. So if you're a twin flame or light worker and would like to check those out, I also have other pick a card readings as well. And if you are looking at just the love readings, do know that you'll want to look at the healing readings as well, because chances are that there's a message you might need to receive in one of those as well. I mean, we all have healing work that we need to do. And especially if you're feeling like you're having an issue or having a hard time attracting someone, there probably is inner work or healing work that you need to do. So if you look at one of those and you do feel called to a pile, then maybe check that out as well. I do like to mention that. So we will get into each pile, and I need to remember to do this. Like, I have an extra deck over here, so I'm going to go by pile, but then after the end of each pile, I'll pull some more cards. So let's get into pile number 1. Okay, so from the Lover's Oracle, we have passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. We have embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. So I'm going to lay out all the cards first, and then we'll kind of go over them. So from the Romance Angels, you have passion again. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. We have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Okay. From the Black Moon Astrology deck, I have pulled out the signs as well as the elements to see maybe what sign you are, or see what sign you've been dealing with or have dealt with in the past. So we have the air element, communicating. So either you could be an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or maybe the person you've dealt with in the past or dealing with, that's coming through as an air sign. Okay, we do have Libra. So again, this is an air sign, so Libra's coming in strong. So you could be a Libra, someone you've dealt with or are dealing with could be a Libra. And then also we have the water element. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So take what resonates. When people ask your sign, that's just your sun sign. So even if you or the other person, if you are watching this with someone in mind that you've dealt with before, are dealing with, if these signs don't resonate, it can maybe be another influence in your chart, like your rising, your moon, your Venus, your Mars. So just take what resonates. Then we have from the Oracle of the Mermaids, we have Imrama, Wander Voyage, Crossing Deep Waters, Pilgrimage, Journey of the Soul. An energy field adjustment, aura cleansing, and health. And then from the Oracle of the Unicorns, we have passion again. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life. Increase your energy levels. And we also have partnership. Teamwork will give you a better result. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build up a talented support team. And then, so the Oracle of the Unicorns was kind of, what can you do to kind of clear the blockage? And same with the Energy Oracle cards, which I have right here. What can you do to clear your blocks in love? So we have the second chakra, which is the sacral, so Archangel Ariel. And then this was like the main influence, and underneath we have the 5th chakra, the throat chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So what's coming up with these cards is, you have passion 3 times. So this is a clear and present message. And three different decks who have the passion card, you got them all. And I didn't just pick these out and say, oh, you have passion. These were the ones when I was shuffling. I was like, pile one, what are your blocks? These are the cards that came through. So with that being said, there's a few different scenarios I was picking up on, so you have to relate it to your situation. So for some of you, I think that you really haven't maybe met that person that makes your heart sing yet. And that's what I was getting with this allow your heart to sing with joy passion card. You might be someone who really hasn't found that partner yet, and it, maybe just for whatever, we'll get into more, deeper here, but right now it's kind of showing for some of you, you really haven't found that spark or that person that you're like, I really want to be with them. And so that is one scenario. Another scenario is some of you are already in partnerships and you're feeling this passion lacking. And maybe at one time you did have it, and it's just something that you feel you have lost, or it's something that still hasn't ignited yet. Like you feel maybe a connection with them, but it's just, maybe you've had more of like the security, stability, the trust, the communication, but you maybe haven't felt as much the passion with them. So let's see. Because yeah, the embrace and the honeymoon is definitely the energies of those of you who are in a relationship and you're feeling that this passion is lacking, whether it's never been present, or it you feel it's something that's long has escaped you. So it's like a matter of trying to ignite that back. But the thing is that the reason why you're feeling this lack of passion isn't so much about your connection with another, it's about your connection with yourself. You are lacking the passion within. And that's why you're getting this energy field adjustment. And it's interesting how like the passion card and the oracle unicorn looks so much the similar colorings. It's because you have some, blockages within that need to be cleared. And that's why you're getting these chakra cards, because in the energy oracle, there's, the 7 chakra cards, but it's, the deck has, I think, like 44 cards in it, and you got 2 of the chakras, and you got the second chakra, the sacral, which actually deals with creativity, sexuality, or desires or emotions. So your sacral chakra is blocked, and that's why you're not feeling passion. And, it's like you have to ignite that within. And for some of you with the 5th chakra, with the throat chakra, you might not be stating what you're wanting. So if this isn't a already love situation where you're not feeling that passion, passion, especially if it's relating to, in an intimate level, on a sexual level, you might not be asking for what you're wanting, and you might not be communicating clearly what it is you want. And again, this doesn't have to just be in a sexual way. It could just be like in romance too. If you're trying to ignite that passion back in an existing partnership, you need to express that. And if you kind of just been letting things go by, hoping they'll resolve themselves, but you're not communicating this, that's part of the problem. And again, like I'm getting this more of secondary, because the main for all of you, again, the throat chakra is for those maybe more in current relationships. But if you're someone that is single and you're feeling you haven't found this passion connection, it's also for all of you, the sacral chakra does resonate. That's you do need to clear some blockages and get your fire and your passion back. And if you feel like you've never been in touch with that, that's definitely a part of yourself you need to embrace. That needs to unfold, and that's why you're getting this Imrama, this wander voyage, crossing deep waters, pilgrimage, journeying the soul. You need to dive deep within yourself, deep in with your soul, and really get in touch with what makes you feel fulfilled and passionate and joyful, and feel in touch with your emotions. And because I feel like you're maybe just really out of touch with that side of yourself. And again, whether this is something that's kind of always been, or something that's just been a while, it's really, you need to take a journey within yourself, clear those blockages in your sacral chakra, get in touch with your passions, desires, what you're wanting. And I'm not saying getting in touch with your desires in an unhealthy way, obviously, it's just you have to kind of, you haven't allowed yourself to maybe, and that, I'm getting asked what it is you're wanting. So this might resonate for more than you then, again, it's not all, but that is coming up, did just come up to mind. And yeah, and again, like For some of you, you're already in partnerships, and for some of you, you just feel like you haven't found this person. And maybe for some of you that haven't found that person yet, that you really feel that intense passion towards, like maybe, you have settled in the past, and it was because you were attracting more of a mirror. Like if you were looking, if you were more stable and grounded and logical when it came to love, and you were just looking for security, stability, and then you attracted that same partner, that mirror partnership, and you're wondering why, where's that passion, that fire? But if you're not like that or haven't been like that, and then you're attracting someone like that too, it's like, what are you really expecting? So, and that's, with the embrace, maybe you do have difficulty expressing how you feel for some of you, and that's, again, where the 5th chakra is coming in. You don't know how to say things or communicate. But again, first, before you could even communicate what you're wanting and speaking your truth, you need to know what your desires are, what your emotions are, and getting in touch with your sexuality and that passion. Okay. So again, take what resonates, whichever scenario you are. Okay. I wasn't asking yet about blockages, but this just came up. I'm going to show it, but then I'm going to put it back in. So financial and material changes. So again, this is maybe where that stability and security is coming in. Maybe you've had a hard time on those fronts with finances, with your work, with, and that's kind of overtaken things. So passion, romance has taken a back seat because you're worried about practical matters. And that's maybe where you need, to journey. And that's, something too. So for some of you, you could actually need to take a trip with your loved one, because with the journey here and the honeymoon, and with both showing the boat. So for some of you maybe need to go on, if you are in a relationship, on a trip together to ignite the passion, where it's not about, the home and the finances and the kids or, work or whatever is going on. You just need maybe a time to embody that. Okay, so the Truth card came out. So this is Judgment. So this, again, with the 5th chakra, the throat chakra, your throat chakra deals with your truth. And you're getting truth right here. So for some of you with your partnerships, if you're in a partnership and you're not feeling that passion and feeling those, emotions for them, and it's based on security and stability, are you not being truthful with yourself, that this connection isn't maybe one that really serves you, because it's not one that you feel emotionally tied to? So for some of you, it might be that truth of recognizing maybe you aren't with the right person. And for some of you, you are. It's just a matter of, you've had a lull in your, your partnership, and you need to, bring back the spark. But for some of you, it's maybe you're not with the right person. And this partnerships and alliances card, maybe that's what it's showing. It's like maybe, and for some of you, maybe you aren't in an actual relationship. You could just be dating someone, or maybe it's been on and off again, whatever your situation is. But for some of you, you maybe need to go out there and, date more. And, this could apply maybe for some of you who have been in a relationship for a long time, and you're recognizing that this isn't the person for you. This is where, okay, well, now you need to kind of date, see what's out there. And again, take what resonates. I'm not telling you all to, leave your partners, to go see if the grass is greener. That's not what I'm saying at all. You have to take what resonates for you. And for those of you who are single and you feel like you haven't met that person that you have passion for, it's showing that you do need to go out there and, maybe get out of your comfort zone and explore. And maybe that's where the journey comes in, where you need to shake things up. You need to shift some energies, because it's like you're waiting for something to happen, but you're not putting any energy or focus towards it. Okay, so in conclusion for pile number 1, any other messages? Okay, hon. Oh, okay, that one came. Okay. So the spiritual strength. So it's kind of like this energy of, because the other one that came through, but then I was like, no, there's a better card. So for those of you who are in relationships, you feel this burden, or this, you know, you might be tied to this person. So maybe you are married to them, or you have kids with them, or you have financial responsibilities with them because you live with them. There's something shared that maybe you have. So you kind of feel like the burden is all on you. So whether you feel that, you know, that burden as in you've come to recognize maybe they're not the right one for you, but you feel like you can't let this go for whatever reason. And then on the flip side of that is for those of you who are in partnerships and want to be with this person, and this is your person, it's just you maybe feel like a lot of the burdens are on you. Like, you know, whether that's financial or that's, you know, you have to be the one who's strong, has to take care of things, and you feel like, you know, it's like you don't feel as passion because you feel more of the responsible one, maybe. And if you're feeling that way, you have to kind of, you know, again, you know, that throat chakra, you have to talk to your partner and let them know that you're feeling like you're the one maybe doing all the work, because if you are, then that's not a balanced partnership, and that is something that does need to be addressed. Okay, so then I do want a card for my people who are single in pile 1, who are trying to find their person, this passion, this spark, someone that they do feel deeply connected to. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the Devil card came out, temptation. So I feel for some of you, it's about I don't know, I'm getting something about not, like, you don't like getting carried away, or you don't like, something about, like, the heat of it all. It's, I don't know, I feel it's like you have maybe blocked this part of yourself from yourself. So some of you could even have blockages, again, sexually, where you're feeling, you know, if you were raised a certain way, so you were, you know, raised in a religious background, and you're kind of told that, you know, you shouldn't have sex till marriage. And granted, that's like a very old-fashioned mode of thinking, but, you know, there are, you know, still people, you know, who could have this, even if you weren't taught this, but if it's from your ancestral healing or something, you know, some kind of blockage that needs to be released in whatever form. You could have certain views of sexuality and you're not embracing it because you feel it's something like to be ashamed of or guilty or fearful of, and you're kind of, so that's why you're getting this temptation, this Devil card, because it's like you kind of fear that side of you. You don't feel like you could embrace it. And every, you know, it's like, so you have to come to terms with your sexuality and it, you know, being something natural and healthy, and that it's not this dark thing. I don't know if that makes sense. So do you look to your life and maybe your conditioning and how that could have rang true? Because if you're like, okay, well, no, I wasn't raised religious, or I don't know where I had this block from, you have to ask yourself, are you in touch with your divine sexuality, or do you hold back? Like, is it something you have blockages in, of shame or fear? So that's what I get for my single pile, for those who are single. So again, take what resonates, but pile 1, you need to unblock your passions, you need to balance your sacral chakra, and as well as your throat chakra, and, you know, whichever scenario you resonated with, you have to journey within. So I hope that made sense for my pile number 1 people. Okay, so now we're on to pile number 2. Okay, so we have twin flames, your passion ignites. And we have forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. Okay. So I'm going to lay out all the cards and then I'm going to go over them. So we have flirt, extend your light-hearted energy to others. Let go, control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. From the Black Moon Astrology, the signs that came up, I pulled the signs and elements out to see maybe what sign you are or what sign the person you have dealt with or dealing with is. So we have Pisces, Taurus, Sagittarius, and Cancer. So many different signs. So with these signs, let's see. We did get a lot of water in sense of Cancer and Pisces. The other one is Scorpio. Sagittarius also could be Aries, Leo, or Taurus. It could also be Virgo, Capricorn. So take what resonates, but there are a lot of different signs in this pile. So one of these could be you, or one of the, again, one of these could be the person that you have dealt with in the past or dealing with that could, be representing blockages. And when people ask your sign, that's just your sun sign. So this could be maybe like another influence in yours or one of their charts, or just kind of maybe like the general energy. Okay, Oracle of the Mermaids, we have visions, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing out-of-body travel, and experiments, manipulation of nature, forcing change, cruelty, and the pursuit of knowledge and arrogance. Okay, Oracle of the Unicorns, we have polarity. Integrate your shadow side. There could be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. Okay. And then from the Energy Oracle, we have door to personal happiness and healing. And we have the third chakra, which is the solar plexus chakra, and Archangel Chamuel. Okay, so this is the twin flame pile since we got twin flames. So if you resonate being a twin flame, then this pile is for you. If you don't resonate with being a twin flame, then chances are you need to pick a different pile. But we'll get into what comes up. So with twin flames, there is this aspect of forgiveness, of letting go of what has happened before. And with the twin flame journey, it's all about coming to unconditional love. And you do trigger each other, you do mirror each other's issues, and it's to release that so you can't come into this place of just pure love and nothing, no 3D matters or dramas get in the way, but they do come up while you're on that journey to get to that place of unconditional love. So with the romance angels, it's saying that with this flirt, lighthearted energy and letting go of control issues, it makes sense. You're letting go of needing to know the answers, being in control, having any resentment with the forgiveness. And if you kind of took it more as with the letting go and being present in the now and just allowing, if they do communicate with you or if you do see something about them, just kind of allowing the happiness to come through with the flirt, that lighthearted energy, and let kind of go of all the seriousness. Because I know things could be heavy, but if you're kind of letting go of what doesn't serve you and you're just taking things with no expectations, your energy is going to be more inviting to the other person, the other twin flame, because they're going to sense that as opposed to feeling, oh, they're pissed off or they're mad at me or they're trying to hold me down or, whatever scenario it's coming through. And with the polarity, it makes sense with the twin flames because the twin flame, it's in a sense your other half, but you never want to think that you're not whole within. And with your twin flame, you're going to have some things in common with them, but then you'll have some things that are opposite where you're supposed to complement each other. So it makes sense why the polarity card came out. And it also too with that is showing like you have to realize your shadow self and what you need to release and clear and transmute to light to be in that state again of unconditional love. And with these cards, the visions and experiments, I feel like for my pile number 2 people, you're blocked because maybe from your third eye in the sense, and also probably maybe your 7th chakra, which is spirituality, because you're maybe not seeing your way out of this or seeing there's hope because you're feeling maybe in the darkness, you're feeling left out in the dark, you feel like you don't know what's going on or if you can trust this connection or yourself. So you do need to get in touch with your inner knowing, your intuition, your wisdom. And because if they truly are your twin flame and this is something you feel and you shouldn't let anything else or anyone else tell you otherwise or dictate that. So this is where you just have to kind of get in touch with yourself. And if you're feeling like, some of you could be feeling like the other person's in a dark place, and you kind of have to let them do their healing and their own growth. So even, you know, and as you rise above, you know, see how she's kind of rising up in the water there, it's going to help pull them out of the darkness. So you still have to do your part, if that makes sense. And with these, again, it's like you have to make yourself happy. I mean, you could have this even if you're not with them. You need to be happy within. And with your third chakra, the solar plexus, it deals with your confidence, your personal will, your personal power, your confidence, worthiness. So for you, it's, you know, maybe you feel like the situation is out of your control, and it's, you know, maybe because you do have this issue of, you know, you could, you know, and I say this with love, if you're, you know, have issues of being a control freak, and it's like, okay, you need to let go and realize, yeah, there are things are out of our control, but what we do have control over is our own attitude. And, you know, we could have a powerful influence on what we can control to, you know, create and manifest this life for ourselves. And, you know, being confident and knowing that you are worthy of that great love. And if you do your work, you know, whoever is, you know, the love is going to come to you, you know, whether it is this twin flame or it's, you know, a higher soulmate or something, you know, it's like you need to know you're worthy, and you need to, you know, take responsibility and have control over what you can to be happy within and without this other person, because that's part of it too. It's like you can't rely on someone else to make you happy. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now I'm going to shuffle some cards that tell us about blockages with you and your twin flame, pile 2. Okay, so mental conflict. So yeah, definitely this mental exhaustion of, you know, is this real? Can I trust it? Why aren't things happening? When are things going to happen? It's very like shifty of, do I continue on this path? Do I go a different way? So it's like showing to get outside of your head. Emotional withdrawal, this is the 8 of Cups. So it's definitely feeling like you feel like you've lost the fight. You feel like, you know, you should maybe just let go. And you do need to let go. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to let go of them. It just means you have to let go of what doesn't serve you and let that water wash away what doesn't. And if you focus, again, more on yourself and making yourself happy and complete and whole within, and making sure you're doing your healing work and inner work, you are going to be happy either way. And then once you are happy within yourself, you're going to start calling to them, you know, or if, you know, they aren't getting it together within their free will, you're going to call in a higher soulmate. Hi, my pile number 2 people. Sorry, there was a cut because I guess I needed more space and storage on my iPhone. So if you're kind of seeing this interruption, it's because it ended while I was still speaking. So the 2 cards that came out for pile number 2 regarding your twin flame was the 6 of Cups, memories of love, and 5 wisdom, which is the Hierophant. So if you're concerned if they're thinking of you or not, they are thinking of you with fondness. They do have these memories of love and hope, and it is showing that they just need to get in touch with their light, but they might be coming to that clarity, to that inner knowing, that wisdom, and that's going to help the connection. But you might just need to let them sit with this energy and kind of, it's like you have to kind of let them learn from themselves and awaken on their own timeline. So any other messages for pile 2 of what they could do to not be blocked in love? Okay, so you have to get out of this conflict and defeat energy, this 5 of Swords energy, where you feel like you're in competition, or that you're losing battle kind of thing. It's, you just have to kind of let go of that there's any battling at all, because again, like, with the twin flame connection being one of unconditional love, and with 5D energies, there is no conflict or separation. So you have to get out of this energy, this lower vibration. And again, that's kind of with letting go of control, because control ultimately comes from a state of fear, and fear and love are opposite vibrations. Fear is on the low end, love is on the high end. One more card. Okay, and then this is the Four of Wands, foundation and achievements. So it is showing this happy ending, and I don't like to say happy ending because with any ending there's always a beginning, but this happy life is a better word. And with the happy life, you know, it starts with you, and then it could grow to something more where you have a partnership, you know, where you know, and if you have a family, if you that's something you're wanting. So this happy life could be yours. It's just you have to shift your energy, your perspective, let go of control, you know, balance that solar plexus chakra, you know, balance your third eye chakra, you know, get in touch with your own intuition, have your own clarity, and, you know, just forgive. And if your twin flame does reach out, just try to be more lighthearted and not take it so seriously, not have expectations, and just let them come to things in their own time. But, you know, you doing your own work on you is definitely going to help shift that energy. So I hope that makes sense. So that is for my pile number 2 people. Okay, so for pile number 3, we have romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. Then we have give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Romance angels, we have make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you've guided to take. Calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. I'm just going to lay out all the cards on the table first. Okay, so from the Black Moon Astrology Oracle, I asked maybe what sign you are, or what sign the person you've dealt with or are dealing is. So we have Aries, which is a fire. So Aries also, you know, could be Leo, Sagittarius. Aquarius, which is an air. So there's also Libra and Gemini. And then we have Capricorn, which is an earth, so also could be Taurus, Virgo. So we're getting more of the fire, the air, the earth energies. So again, you could be one of these, or the person you have dealt with in the past or are dealing with that could cause blockages could be one of these signs. And when people ask what your sign is, that's just your sun sign. So it could be a different influence in your chart or their chart as well. So just take what resonates. Don't make it fit if it doesn't fit, you know, but these are just some energies coming through. So from the Oracle of the Mermaids, we have dreams, vivid dreaming, dream messages, dream teaching. And we have Song of the Siren, the call, summoning, voice, and to acknowledge. And I'd also like to point out, you have 2 call cards here, calling in your soulmate and Song of the Siren. Okay. From Oracle of the Unicorns, you have receive, be open to receiving goodness, believe you are worthy of abundance, a gift is coming to you soon. And from the Energy Oracle, we have the World, clarified by Angel of Balance. Okay. Okay, so for my pile number 3 people, it actually shows that you might not have as many blockages as the other piles, because it does actually show love coming your way. So it's, you know, maybe in the past you had blockages, but now, you've become more balanced and secure within yourself, and now it's just you being open to receiving, you know, and letting this love come in. So you probably, if you're like, oh, you know, I don't know why love hasn't worked for me yet, it's showing that it is coming. The things that you do need to be aware of, again, is about being able to receive. Because if you're someone who always gives and, you know, you're not on the receiving end, because yes, it's good to, you know, give, but you also need to be able to receive back. Otherwise, you're not having equal partnerships. And this is maybe where the Angel of Balance is coming in, where in the past you might have been the giver and the other people, you know, person or other, you know, partners you've had have been the takers, and there hasn't been this equal give and take, and that, you know, and that's draining, right? So it's showing that to be open to receiving, but making sure you have someone that is going to give you what you need as well and what you deserve. So with make the effort, there could be some of you that have blockages in the sense of, because you had these past partners that took, you might feel a little like once bitten, twice shy, in the sense of you don't know how open you should be, because, so there could be a little bit for some, for some portion of you, you could have maybe that fear because you don't want to attract that same partner. And maybe that's why it's showing, make the effort. And for some of you, making the effort is literally just visualizing and manifesting that you do want to call in this soulmate, this higher soulmate, this connection, this balanced partnership and connection. So you're not attracting what you had before, because you now know you're worthy and that you're not gonna allow someone to just take. So I hope that makes sense. With the soulmate, for some of you, you might have had messages in your dreams, whether you've seen this person or there's like clues or messages. So for some of you, you might have already had certain cues from, your higher self, your intuition, from spirit, that have, showed you certain things in your dreams. So just pay attention to maybe what comes through. Maybe for some of you want to start a dream journal. And it's just, you have to remain positive, really. Like with the calling in your soulmate, it's like, if you are happy on your own and, you're balanced within, but then you're also open to love, but you're open to, the highest vibration of love. You're open to a soulmate. You're open to this partnership where there is equal give and take. And not that could be like that always, but, you want a balanced partnership. So just making sure that you are, being hopeful, optimistic, you're open to it, you're ready to receive, you're ready for equal partnership, you're paying attention to your dreams, your intuition, even signs. And with this, give thanks of blessings of love come to your way, already have gratitude for it, because with affirmations, you never want to state something as, you always want to state it as a present tense, like you already have it. You already want to state the intention that you are thankful for love, and visualizing that you already have this love and having that gratitude, that feeling. So not only you're affirming the words, but you're also having the powerful visualization. And again, you do want to be open with this, because you don't want to necessarily just be like, oh, this person is my soulmate, because you don't know. You could be, you don't want to put too many restrictions, but also, you do want to narrow it down. So again, this is something where each of you has to, because there's, this is a collective reading, so there's no way for me to tell you all, what you find, what you're wanting in a partner, right? But if you do have that gratitude, you do have thanks for knowing and trusting in the universe that a soulmate is coming, and that you do have this romance ahead of you, then you will be able to attract it. And again, your partner looks like they're already on their way. It's just these little steps or these little things. So just be hopeful, be ready to be open to receive, already give thanks and gratitude for this person coming in. Get in touch with your intuition, your dreams, if there's any signs, synchronicities, and just hold the vision of what you're wanting. Okay, so any other messages for my pile number 3 people? Okay, so I asked if there's any other messages with blockages. So we have Triumph, which is the Chariot, Disruption, which is the Tower. So I think for some of you, you're going to be surprised that maybe what's coming your way. And again, like with the surprise, it's saying that you don't need to know it all, but for some of you, this disruption isn't really a disruption. It's just like maybe that shock factor of like, wow, like either that happened sooner than I thought, or things worked out better than I could have imagined. Maybe you just were skeptical before or pessimistic because of past hurts. So for some of you, it's like this disruption tower is literally about the shock value of like, wow. For some of you, you could feel like it it could be a timing thing where you're like, why now, in the sense of, you could be, or you could be in the future really working on yourself, and you have a lot going on, and then you feel like it's like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm getting what I wanted, but I have to balance a lot. And it's like, so it's kind of, in a sense, maybe you feel a little like it causes a disruption, because you feel like at the timing, it's like, wow, just a lot is going on here, and I don't know why this had to happen now. But so don't take it as, if this is what you're wanting, and it, when it comes in is when it comes in. So don't feel like this is disrupting you and I'm getting like life force energies. So maybe it's like you're feeling like, okay, I have a lot of other things going on. Why is this love coming now? But if this is what you wanted and now you're getting what you wanted, you don't want to create a blockage for yourself because now it's finally coming in when, you didn't anticipate. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to ask for another clarifying card. Okay, so you have fertility, the Empress. One more for clarification. Okay. The waiting game. So the Two of Wands. So it's kind of like, for some of you, you feel like really you have been waiting for a while, and you've been wanting to, embody this energy of this Empress energy, and, meet your counterpart. And for, you feel like it's been so long, or a long time coming. And that's maybe where you're kind of like, again, like maybe giving up hope, but it's telling you not to. Okay, and Strength, or the Power card. So with this Empress energy, you have nothing to fear here. You just stand in your power. You allow love to come in when it comes in. And if this is a real love coming in, it shouldn't take you away from your other aspects of your life, or duties, or responsibility, or, some of you could be, mothers, for instance. And, if you're a single mother and you have someone coming in. Or for some of you might want to be mothers, and for some of you, it's not the case. It just be for some of you, you might be like working women who, you don't want to give up, your power. You don't want to give up maybe this life you're creating. And it's not to say, and again, this could be a man even, you're more in the feminine energies, and that doesn't mean to say that, you're, what's the word, metrosexual, or, necessarily, gay. It's just showing like, this could be a straight, male, event. Just take what resonates. But I was getting more of the sense that this was a feminine energy. So, but it makes sense. A lot more females, watch these videos than the males do, obviously. So it makes sense that you would. But let me pull up. So for any males watching, what's a good card for them? Okay, so Balance. So this is the Justice card. So remember, we got Angel of Balance. So for those men who are watching this, it's just showing, like for you as well, like maybe that's where that feminine energy comes in, where, you were used to give, being the giver, and now you're ready to receive and want a balanced partnership. And, you're ready to meet someone, whether, guy, girl, that is rather, ready to give as much as you give. Okay. So any last message? Okay. So the Eight of Swords, don't allow yourself to be trapped in fear and in your head, because again, it's showing the Hermit, the Solitude card. So some of you could have been single for a while. And the Patience is the Temperance card. So just be patient, and while you are being, just working on yourself, doing you, being happy within yourself, it's going to come sooner than you know it. and just don't allow, you know, if you have been, again, single for a while, don't allow that to, you know, if you keep putting in, oh, it just is so long for me to meet someone, it's just, you know, you're adding to that taking a while. So just have hope, know that someone is coming in their divine timing, and when it does come, just be open and ready to receive. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so my pile number 4 people. So from the Lovers Oracle, 3 came out. So we have manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and guidance to follow its guidance. Okay, I don't know why these are kind of wet. Okay. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. So this is like the self-care, self-love card. Okay. From the Romance Angels, we have trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Children, your love life is being affected by children. From the Black Moon Astrology, so this is kind of showing maybe what your sign is, or what the sign of the person you have dealt with or are dealing with is. And I asked for sun sign, because when people ask what your sign is, that's your sun sign, but this also could be an influence in your chart or theirs. So it could, you know, be a rising, a moon, a Venus, a Mars, or just the energy. So we have Leo, which is a fire. So also Aries and Sagittarius, but Leo is the one that came through. We have the earth element. So the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And we have the fire element. So again, it could be Leo, it could be Aries, Sagittarius. So earth or fire energies are coming in more strong for this pile. And it doesn't have to be limited to that. Again, you know, if that's not your sign or their sign, it could be just maybe an energy that you or they embody. From Oracle of the Mermaids, we have the Crane Bag, Sacred Ocean Medicine, Clutter, Declutter Choice. We have Freedom, Independence, Self-Determination. And we have Lumaria Returns, Earth, Spirituality, Community, Ocean, Conservation. Okay. So once I lay out all the cards, then I'll explain them. Oracle of the Unicorns. So 3 came out. We have growth, seek out a mentor or guide, take baby steps as you grow, be willing to learn from others. So the growth. Gentleness, be kind to yourself and others, honor your gentleness, speak words of love. And hope, stay positive, the worst is behind you, look up to the light. Okay. And then from the Energy Oracle, we have attachment, broken heart, and door to value. Okay, so for pile number 4. So this is a collective reading, so just take what resonates, because there's different scenarios that are coming through. So for some of you, you do have children, or for some of you, it's that you want children and you feel maybe like your biological clock is ticking and you're wanting to secure something to have a family life. If neither of those scenarios are you, it could be that you have been dealing with a partner who it's like that you had to take care of as like your child, like you had to parent them. Or maybe this could be even a pattern you've had, or you're always kind of like the caregiver to your partner. And so those are the different scenarios that have come through. So take what resonates for you. Okay, so with this attachment and broken heart, there is definitely showing that there was an ending. There was a partnership or a past relationship, past love that still you are carrying around with you. You still have this pain in your heart. You're still attached to them. And you have to let go and release. And you also have to know your value and your worth. Because I feel like this person or, persons, if it was multiple relationships or partnerships, took you for granted. And this could be too, like if you were the one that, had a partner that was like a child that you felt you had to take care of, you weren't seeing your worth because, you were with someone that you had to take care of. And this is why you got the self-love, self-care card, because you shouldn't have to parent your partner, if that makes sense. And then for those of you who just, you have children, your past partner, whether it was the father or mother of your child who, you have this with, or if you haven't, or if you want children, you haven't felt that, it's that, you have had a broken heart and you feel like, maybe there was someone that you thought you were going to have kids with, thought you were going to have this, normal life with, of where, oh, we'll get married and we'll have kids, and then it didn't happen. So definitely you have to kind of, this blockage of your broken heart from this past and not recognizing your worth and that you're worthy of love. And with this attachment, you need to let go of them, and that could be on an energetic level where you need to do cord pulling. You need to go to someone for energy healing and clearing, because some of them could even be attached to you. Like, look how she's chained up. So it might not even be, for some of you, not even on your side, but you might have, if you did have these partners that like were dependent on you in a sense of you had to parent them or needed to take care of them, it's like they're probably attached to your energy and draining you. And you're wondering why you still feel attachment to them, but it's like they're actually attached to you. So it's, showing blockages that you have these past heartbreaks, but then also you don't recognize your own worth or didn't before. And then also, you were attached to people or they're attached to you. And it could go both ways too. You could have attachments to someone from your past, and then there could be someone or someones who are attached to you as well. And this is where this growth is needed, where you need to recognize your patterns, recognize what had happened and where you maybe played a part in that, and that's where like this gentleness comes in. You do want to have compassion for yourself, because even if, you chose the wrong partners in the past, you were attracted to them for a reason, and you need to have compassion for yourself that you didn't know then what you know now, or what you're coming to accept and conclude. So this gentleness is more about having gentleness and compassion for yourself, because I feel like it's easier for you to give it to other people than to you. And this is also where this worthiness comes in. And you do need to have hope and recognize your own strength and light, and recognize that you deserve better than what has happened in the past. And this is also, again, where this trust is coming in. It makes sense that this card talks about declutter. Again, this is about clearing this energy, clearing these attachments that doesn't serve you, cleaning house. So maybe you do need to have your home saged. Maybe, you, like I said, you need to do cord pulling, or you need to go for energy clearing and healing. There's things that need to be released. And maybe you even have some of these people, or this person, or these people in your life, these exes that stay around, and that's not helping you either. Maybe you need to say goodbye to some unhealthy relationships in your life. So if you do have someone you've dated before that was a relationship that embodies that energy, like I talked about, where they like hurt you, or they're attached to you because they took, and in the sense of you had to like parent them, and they're always coming to you for advice, and that person's not bringing you anything positive in your life. You need to think about this, because you do need to do some clearing in your life to help yourself, because otherwise you're blocking yourself to love. And I do believe that if you do have people from your past that you had dated or were, relationships, that could be blocking you from finding someone. And so you have to, kind of question, should you or do you need this person in your life? Is this for your greatest good? Are they actually a good friend, or is it just someone who you had loved once, and you think that, and you have this attachment to them in the sense of this past history? Because yeah, you could have someone that you loved in the past, but that doesn't mean that they still need to be present in your life. And I'm not saying that to be harsh, but do you feel like a sense of obligation or responsibility this person in your life or these people in your life, or is it out of genuine love? So I'm hoping that makes sense. And with this freedom, it's showing you that you need to release yourself. You need to be free. You need to stand in your power and recognize your worth, and that, and I'm getting you rock, and maybe it's because she kind of looks like a rocker chick. And it's kind of showing like, she looks, badass in this photo, and that's what you have to embody. You don't have to settle for second best. You don't have to, and oh my God, now I'm hearing that song by Madonna. What is it? Express Yourself. That's the song, Express Yourself by Madonna. Go listen to that. Play it. Okay, and with this card, like, I'm really guided to the fact that she is with, child. She is pregnant. So for some of you, this definitely could be about, for those of you who are wanting kids, who are wanting this, if you feel you haven't gotten this and you're like, why can't I find that person? It's because you have to clear that past. Those past partners. So whether, they're in your life or, you have this past hurt. If you want to move forward, you have to move forward by, clearing that energy out. And yeah, for some of you, you could already be, mothers, or, again, like, I don't want to say, there could be men watching this, and this could be, you as a father. It's just, naturally there is, more women who are drawn typically to love readings, but I'm not going to, discount that there could be men watching. So this could be about you even as a father, maybe, the mother of your children, had hurt you and you have blockages in that sense. And, maybe you're chained to this idea of you thought you were going to have it all with them and it just didn't pan out. So take what resonates. But so with this manifesting miracles, I'm getting that you have to recognize that you are the creator of your own reality and your own life. So you can manifest a better connection and, someone that actually there is a genuine love with. And with this acceptance, it's like, okay, you shouldn't keep accepting if, maybe you have had too much acceptance where you're like, oh, I love this person, and, you think loving them unconditionally is and it's like, and it's kind of going in this enabling, codependent kind of energy, and that's not, so you have to kind of, realize that maybe some of these things you think are love aren't really love, if that makes sense. It's like more obligation or attachment, or enabling, and it's not really that, the true vibration of love. And you need to accept that these, so-called loves, or the so-called love maybe wasn't love, and you need to kind of release yourself from these past perceptions. And it's not to discount anything or anyone or what you once thought or felt, or it's just to kind of realize, where, if you're looking for this to be like, okay, what are my blockages? There is the sense of you needing to do some examination. And then once you do that and take stock and inventory, you could start kind of clearing what doesn't serve you. Okay, so please tell me more about these blockages for pile 4. Okay, 7 of Wands, stand your ground. Okay, so this is showing you having to stand in your power. So who did you give away your power to? Who took your power away, or you feel like you took your power away, and how can you gain it back? So how can pile 4 get their power back? Okay, so you have the Wheel of Fortune, Destiny. So it's showing that things aren't moving forward because you haven't done anything to shift the energy. So again, this goes back to clearing. If you're stuck, you have to get yourself unstuck. So you have to take action and clear what doesn't serve you to bring in new energy to get things moving. Sorry, I was kind of getting an image of like a wheel and like thing. Okay, so yeah, so like I'm getting this image of like a wheel, like one of those ones that like, kind of like the old carriage one, where they have like the different bars in a sense. And if there are things getting in the wheel and then it's getting stuck and then there's like, it can't move forward, you have to kind of pull them out. And that's kind of what, you know, why I said examining and having to clear some stuff. I don't know if I made myself clear with that image or what I was trying to communicate, but I think you get what I'm saying. Okay, so I was asking what will happen if you unclear these blockages, and you got positive movement forward. Oh my god. Okay, so in my head I was thinking, if you clear these blockages, positive movement forward, and the cards underneath that were the Two of Cups, spiritual union, and then the Nine of Pentacles, material harvest. So if you do your work and clear those blockages, it is showing a harmonious love connection, but you need to do the work first, and that's going to move things forward. You know, you're going to have, you know, feel happy and confident by yourself. You're going to know you're worthy, and then you're going to attract this partner. So I think that's a good place to leave the reading. So just know that you are worthy, that you do need to do some clearing and releasing of what does not serve you anymore. So if it's this past heartbreak within, which, you know, that is partly, but also these attachments. So whether you're attached to others, they're attached to you, I think it's maybe a combination, but you need to get your freedom back. You need to stand in your power. You need to stop settling for second best. And, you know, you need to realize that you are the one creating your reality. And if you are not happy with what was, you have the power to change. And, you know, give yourself that gentleness, that compassion for yourself, and realize that you know, weren't the person then that you are now, and allow yourself this growth, because you do have a beautiful love coming in if you do your work. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so thank you, pile number 4. So now we're going to move on to pile number 5. So we have transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. We have the past is now behind you. Release it, embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. And lastly, we have reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So I'm going to lay them all out and then I'll go over them. So from Romance Angels, we have, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. We have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Okay, so Black Moon Astrology. So I took out the signs and the elements to see maybe what sign you are, or what sign the person you have dealt with or have been dealing with is. So we have Virgo. So you or someone from your past or someone you're dealing with now could be a Virgo. Virgo's an earth sign, so also we have Taurus and Capricorn. So we have Gemini, which is an air, so also Libra and Aquarius are the other two. And we have Scorpio, which is a water, so we also have Pisces and Cancer. So Scorpio, Gemini, Virgo highlighted, but also, you know, earth, air, water. So whether this is you, this is someone from your past, someone you're now dealing with, or a combination. And when I say, like, when someone says your sign, that's just your sun sign. So this could be, you know, maybe your rising, your moon, your Venus, your Mars, or theirs, or just, you know, maybe the energy they embody. So just take what resonates, but don't make it fit if it doesn't. And you don't have to necessarily, again, embody one of those. Those were just some signs of validation for those who are those signs, or who relate. So from the Oracle of the Mermaids, we have Atlantis, rapid development, excellence, success. And we have the Selkie and her skin, reclaiming your authenticity. Oracle of the Unicorns, we have freedom, live wild and free, choose your freedom, claim your independence. And from the Energy Oracle, so more came out than I'd wanted, but 4 came out. So I just decided to go with it. So we have anxiety, door to romance, angel of love, and 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. So the 7th chakra is the crown chakra, which deals with spirituality. Okay, so for my pile number 5 people, there definitely has been some lessons that you have gone through, and for your higher good, and you have to realize that what has happened in the past happened in the past, and life is a process of learning. So don't allow what has happened before to make you guarded or have walls up, because it is showing that these past hurts or past things that happened that were lessons for your soul's growth, or to help you clear any hurts, or to heal your wounds so you can find your love. Don't allow that to block your heart. You need to be open, and that doesn't mean to just throw complete caution to the wind, but you do need to kind of let your walls down. For some of you, the reason why you could be blocked too is that a lot of you might be really focused on your work. You're wanting to achieve, you're wanting success, you're wanting to secure a foundation, a stable foundation. You have things that you want to do, that you believe in, that really drive you. And sometimes, when you're in that energy of wanting to work hard, and you're like achieving, and you're really focused on your goals and your dreams, that could be a block because you have no open space or time for love. So for those of you who are very hardworking, and you're watching this and you're wondering why love hasn't come to you, it's because you are not focused on love. And it's not to say to put a focus on it to seek it out, but you do need to be open. And again, this is where the guarded is coming in. And for some of you, you could be focusing on solely on work and finances and material things, things that maybe you feel more in control of, because that it is a guard. It is a way to protect yourself. You're trying to distract yourself. But for most of you, I think in this reading, who you are is someone that is naturally maybe a loving person or does want love, and that is who you are authentically. And by being cut off to that part of yourself, you're not really being the real you, if that makes sense. And for some of you, maybe you have you've always been closed off, and you've never gotten that part of yourself. And maybe that is a lesson for you, that if you've had a closed heart and things haven't worked out, and you have that past pain because you're like, oh, I made mistakes, and it's just but you still have the walls up, and then you're choosing to focus on work, but you need to reclaim your authenticity in the sense of open your heart and live from your heart space, because it is showing, like with this angel of love, this door to romance. Again, that's why I was getting more of you are probably like naturally like the lovers, that you do embody this loving energy, and you love being in love, or you think about it a lot, or dream about it a lot. But it is showing this anxiety. So for pile number 5, you could be overthinkers, where you definitely get in your head, you analyze, you worry about if the other person is thinking of you, if they care, or what if it works out, what if it doesn't work out, just all these like thoughts. And you're not connected with your higher self, your spiritual self, your true self, your authentic self, because you're in this state of fear. So you're not able to connect to that part of you, because if you have blockages with fear, and you're more focused on the material, that your root chakra, if it's like that's your first chakra, and then your 7th chakra is the crown. So if you're blocked down at your root, because you're all focused on the material, or working, or being in, it's like you can't even access that other side of you, if that makes sense. And this is where you need to allow yourself to be free. It's like, what would you be like? What would your life be like if you opened your heart and relieved yourself of this anxiety and the stress and this worry of letting someone in? And this is where the transformation comes. Transformation is like, it's like this inner process, and it's showing that you need to be able to get out of your head. You need to let your guard down, open your heart. And again, that's not to say to let all caution go to the wind or let anyone into your life, but you need to be able to get in touch with your higher self, and you can't And because if you do, then you'll kind of know, you know, what's right, what's, you know, right for you. And yeah, you just really need to look within the mirror of yourself and just kind of embody the real you. And again, I feel like the real you is a lover. But it's just, you know, you have a hard time showing it, whether it's, you know, something that happened that put this block, or it's just you've maybe always been in this energy. And, oh, because it's interesting. Okay. So, so remember how I said for some of you, this could be your energy or it could be the person's, if, you know, this doesn't resonate as a sign. So even if you're not a Virgo or Gemini, so these are both very analytical signs. You know, Virgo, Gemini are ruled by the planet Mercury. So Gemini, it says, I think. Virgo says, I analyze. So either you could be one of these signs, or you could embody this energy of this overthinking, this very analytical, very in your head. And oh my God, I'm just being drawn to now how the Scorpio says, I transform, and transformation. So again, you know, maybe you're not even a Scorpio, but it's showing that like a Scorpio, you need to be able to transform. And it's up to you. It's not up to anybody else. It's not up to like a partner coming in. It's up to you if you are going to do the work. And I know like that's easier said than done. I know that sometimes people don't want to hear that. You know, it's like, and with readings, you know, I don't believe in telling people what they want to hear. I'm not going to tell you, oh, you know, it's the other person, or it's, you know, this or that. You know, it's like, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. It's like we all have, you know, our blockages, or we all have our lessons to learn. We all have ways we need to heal, you know, things we need to deal with. And it's, you know, not pleasant, but it is for our greater good. And again, with this forgiving and learning, it's just, you know, that's a part of life. And I know sometimes people don't want to confront that, but once you do, you're going to feel, you're going to realize that it, you know, like it wasn't as bad as you thought. Like, you know, once you kind of realize, sorry, I'm trying to get the words that are coming through. It's like about your, you know, your power. It's like, instead of being in this energy, I'm getting drawn to this light up here. And I mean, it does get easier. Like once you learn to open your heart, you know, you're able to get in touch with your true self. And it's not to say there won't be hard times. It's just saying that, you know, once you get used to doing something, embodying that energy of being open-hearted and living from your heart space, as opposed to, you know, just analyzing everything or overthinking, you know, it does become, you know, like with anything, you know, the more you do something, the more you practice something, you become better at it. So I'm going to pull some clarification from the Psychic Tarot about your blockages to love for pile 5. Okay, so you have the 9 of Cups, the fulfillment of wishes. So for some of you, you might definitely have an idea in mind of what you're wanting in your life, or there might even be a person in your life that you're wanting. So, you know, you're wanting this wish, but it's just not working out because you haven't unblocked your heart. You haven't, okay. This 12 is sacrifice, so this is the Hanged Man. So yeah, you have, what I was just about to say was you haven't done your work. And then it's like, okay, you have this Hangman energy, but this card is beautiful because it's actually with the sacrifice. Like, look at her and this rainbow behind her. So it's not sacrifice like in a negative way. It's like you have to give up. Well, I'm hearing about the need to be in control is one thing. And it's just, you need to kind of give up on safeguarding your heart. And it's just, you have to just embody this light. And this, I'm getting ray of hope too. So, you know, you might be someone, again, with that energy of Virgo and Gemini, you might try to be overly logical. And love isn't a logical thing, right? So, okay, so how can you help unblock yourself besides what we have went over? Oh, okay, this is funny. The base chakra, the root chakra, and the third eye chakra came out. So remember what I said about like the root and then like the So even though this isn't the crown, this is the third eye is the 6th chakra, so that's still a higher chakra. So you definitely have to just kind of get out of this material energy of like, and being fearful. Okay, so, and I'm also getting, you know it is what you want. You know what it is that you want intuitively. And this is, again, with the fulfillment of wishes. So again, whether this is a person or this is just a love that you know you're wanting, that you're wanting to bring in. But at the same time, you're getting in the way of it because you really don't want it because you have your guard up. Okay. So, and we end with the light card, which is the sun card. So do you want to embody the light? Do you really want love? Do you know, I'm getting like seek it out, have it come to you. You know, it's just like, and also love is all around you. Love isn't necessarily within another person. You have to have that love within yourself, and then also recognize that love is everything and is all around. And maybe that's where too, like, you need to, there's definitely a lot of shifting in perspective that needs to happen. I'm getting like you're looking at your feet on the floor, and you're not looking, you know, and look how she's looking up at the sun. There's all this light, there's these sparkles. So you just keep looking down at the floor. All right, one more card. Okay, so what I was asking for those of you who have a person in mind, I asked, what if you do your work, what would happen, and you have triumphant success? So whether, again, this is a person or this is a love that you're wanting to bring in, it's showing that this is a possibility, but you need to do your work. And again, I know, you know, that's not always what people want to hear, but it is worth it. And it's, you know, and it's just for yourself. Don't you want to be happy and have an open heart, to not be so in your head, not have anxiety? And, you know, if you're, you know, wanting that great love or that great love with a person, you know, you just have to, you know, do some healing. And that's, you know, what we're all here for, right? Because this video is about your blockages to love. So I hope whatever pile that you chose today resonated for you and you were able to gain something out of. Again, take what resonates, because it is a collective reading. So not everything might relate to you personally. There might be things that, you know, you have to adapt, or, you know, might be a little different. And I'm not saying to make it fit if it doesn't work, but if it's definitely some messages are just a little different, it could just be because you just need to apply them to yourself. And feel free to check out my other videos on my channel, and to like, share, and subscribe if you liked this video, and also follow me on Instagram as well. And I wish you all love and light.